You didn't go on vacation yet, did you?
I am the leading occult expert on MMA YouTube. It's Rigo Mad. Every time I see Norman Dumont's dump truck, I get disgusting, lustful urges. Yo, I have a sensitive stumpy, dude. There's a little thing called the War on Terror. You make fucking sick, dude. Shut your fucking stupid fucking mouth. That's what fucking pisses me off, dude. That's what fucking pisses me off. Imagine thinking in Africa, if you have servants, that means you're rich. Well, yeah, I see a lot of people use that because they like to dismiss the Izzy stuff. But I mean, Izzy brings it upon himself for trying to portray his life as like, you know what I mean, Darren, for that one. I don't know. Izzy doesn't deserve much defense on that one because he brings it upon himself. And honestly, Izzy has said some ridiculous stuff like that his life is, or that people from the favela in Brazil. Remember when he fought Alex, like the first or second? I think it was the second time. I can't remember which one. But he said like people in Brazil favelas relate more to me because I'm actually from like the struggle. And it's like, you're not. Like, what are you talking about? Alex is like, speaks favela Brazil. You know what I mean? So he does bring that shit on himself. But it's not expensive to have servants in other countries. Yeah, bro. Like, fucking my buddy had like a maid in El Salvador. It's not very expensive. If you have like disposable income and shit, you can have a servant at they had a gardener too. A maid and a gardener, or a couple gardeners actually. But so point being, yeah, people also assume that means you're like mega rich. It just means you're any middle class person in a country like Nigeria or El Salvador or whatever can afford live-in maids. It's not expensive. It's like fucking like $300 a month or something in El Salvador. Maybe like 600 for a live-in maid. It's not expensive. It's not expensive. Like people pay like 3 times that for like a car payment in North America. I think Izzy just tries to farm cool lines to it. Yeah, he does. He's not the best speaker off the cuff. But you know what's funny is when he's more relaxed, he doesn't sound like an idiot. He can speak fine. Like when he's just chatting to fans or someone and he's being videotaped, he doesn't sound like a fucking goof. But when he tries to when he's a one-on-one, he's got the mic in his face or whatever. Yeah, it's always, I'm a velociraptor. And then some. It's like, bro, what are you even saying? You fucking weird. He's a weirdo sometimes, bro. But I find it really funny. Like, I enjoy the cringe motherfuckers. Bro. Brazilian poverty is at a level that a lot of countries can't relate to. Nigerians can't. There are favela tier slums in Nigeria, but a lot of places on earth they simply can't, like, unless you've been to like favelas or the slums in Lagos, Nigeria, you just can't like conceptualize it. The smell, the fucking crowdedness, the filth, like the rats, the garbage, the fucking drug abuse, the prostitute, like all the destitution, the starving children, dying babies. Like, it's crazy. Yo, you should look up some of the shit about Brazilian favelas and child mortality rates and stuff. It's fucking insane. Because Brazil has like Western standards of like living in their cities, right? Like babies don't be dying and shit. But the favelas, it's like the women don't name their babies till first year of birth. It's like favela culture thing, or first year after birth, because they expect majority of them to just die. And sometimes they do a thing there. It's really fucked up. It's called I can't remember what it's called. They have like some Portuguese term for it, but they leave the baby. If they think the baby's sickening, they go, we don't have the money to even do anything for it. So they just leave it in a room to die and they let it cry to death. It's fucking crazy if it's under a year. And it's like a culturally accepted thing. Like every woman in the favela has done that. Living in favelas is a great base for MMA. Dude, I was watching some old clips of Charles Oliveira. He's actually from like destitute poverty. They eat crabs out of trees that grow in the favela. That's disgusting. That's disgusting. Gasoline fume, air pollution, tree crabs. And Oliveira is like, yes, I just got back from collecting the tree crab from my mother. She loved it. She loves the crab. And he's holding up this bucket of disgusting. I don't know if those are crabs, bro. Like tree crabs in the favela. Is a tree crab? I don't know, dude. It looked like a big spider thing, bro, and they're cooking them in a pot. Oh my lord, bro. It was fucking but I was like, holy crap. And like his like house was like not even that bad, but like the houses beside it were kind of shit. Because at this point he was like making a little bit of money, but they're still eating tree crabs. Who's stronger? MMA musical? Josh Fabia. Let's go, Franco. Josh Fabia. I'll take on. Josh Fabia is also unfairly demonized. First of all, that's an effective training technique. What he did, it was innovative, cutting edge training. Not enough people give him respect because, yeah, he was also getting. Here's the thing, Joshua Fabia ruined his own ability to completely revolutionize MMA because he also had to do zesty, weird coach shit. He had to be a coach and have Diego like lay in his bed with him and take pictures and literally control his interviews. He's a little fucking weirdo, right? Like Fabio's absolutely a weirdo in that regard. But those training methods, people were like shitting on him for like the reflex upside down training method. That's a great training method, bro. It simulates blood flow to the head, a lack of vision, right? All and getting your reflexes. It's a great training method. The chasing people around the octagon with the knife is also really, really good. It really gets the adrenaline going, right? Because it's really hard to simulate true, like the true, what's it called? HPA access effects from a real fight in just sparring. Because it's, oh, my boy, we're not actually going to go for it. So people do shit on Fabia a little bit too much. Like I was watching a Believe You Me episode the other day, and they were talking about Drickus, his coach, shocking his feet. And Bisbee was like, do you know any, like, who else do you think of who's a crazy coach or something, right? And then Anthony's like, the first person pops into my mind's Fabia with hanging Diego upside down. And I'm like, that's fucking effective. Hey, Anthony, if someone hung you from a fucking roof, maybe you would have beat the lead, say. Diego and Fabia is such a zesty. Yeah, people act like Diego wasn't zesty before Fabia too. Yeah. It's a turbulent love story. Yeah, people acting like, oh, this guy was just like a normal, unzesty, totally hinged guy, and Fabio fucked him up, man. What did Diego think was going to happen when he went into UFC's office complaining? I know. But then also Fabia didn't make that. Fabia didn't handle that well. Fabia showed a lot of inexperience. He shouldn't have been managing Diego as well. That's the thing, is he was managing, coaching, shit. Like, he could have just been doing his life school and coaching with him. And Diego should have been probably managed by someone else, but because it was too much involvement, right? But that's what he was, kind of a cult leader. I'm not taking away. Like, Fabia's definitely cult maxing, but he wasn't just because someone starts a cult doesn't mean everything they say is wrong. That's all I'm trying to say. I might be retired due to the fact you're making me kind of think Fabia's a schizo. No, I'm not saying he's not a schizo. He's cult leader, like 100%, right? What about all his fake accolades? I know, bro. I know. No. I'm just saying, like, not everything he did should be cast in the same light as him being like a schizo school of awareness, trying to control everything Diego did, right? He's tons of flaws, but he was ahead of his time in MMA coaching. That's my only real point. And people also were like a little bit victimizing Diego a bit too much, in my personal opinion. As if like this Fabia guy was like holding him hostage when Diego could just snap his neck, like in 2 seconds. Like, there was a bit of like, oh, poor Diego, poor little victim Diego and shit. But no, I'm not saying Fabia's a normal dude.